Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stump back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're taking a look at the new Super Sugo SABO in some PvP, seeing how he rocks and how he rolls over on the INT Team. Now, this guy, a lot of people wrote him off pretty early as a pretty bad unit, and honestly, in regular play, he does have some drastic flaws, which I'll talk about when I actually eventually get around to doing a showcase video for this guy. But in Rumble, he looks very, very good. Like, INT, cerebral characters get attack up level 6, defense up level 6, speed up level 6, and then he gives himself a level 10 shield. So this is great to be a center slot unit, and any character that could rock really well in the center slot is always going to be very, very good in Rumble. For the first 40 seconds, though, he gives himself level 10 speed, level 5 CD reduction, and this is actually really valuable because he's special, can actually give level 5 CD up for 20 seconds to INT and cerebral class allies. He also gives attack up level 8, blow away percent up, which is really good because you can then knock back units to bring yourself higher in the chain. Then targets one high defense enemy for a 2.2 times attack that ignores defense, which is a lot of damage on a 28-second cooldown. For the first 40 seconds of battle, he targets one teammate that not includes himself with the highest CD for 100% chance to haste. So if you have another character like Luffy or S-Hawk that has 100% CD, this guy goes off and he brings them forward so they can actually attack. So the team we're rocking looks like this. I haven't tinkered too much with the INT-based team. I would like to do some stuff with bringing in like Bonnie maybe over Blackbeard, maybe even drop off Yamato and stuff. But right now, in my head, this is what works the best, and this is what we're going to be testing in today's video. Unfortunately, PvP's not open right now, so I'm just doing the challenge fights. I know a lot of you guys probably want to see like big meta fights, but it does take a lot of gems, which is a little bit annoying to just spam gems in today's economy. So taking on these challenge fights can give us a good idea of what the character looks like. So with that said, let's dive in. Alright, so starting it off with probably the hardest of the challenge fights, going up against Bizarro and the Dex Powerhouse-centric build. Got to remember too, with these challenge fights, they are all teams that shouldn't exist within the meta. They have so many like powerful legends on the bench and the back end that once they lose a unit, it's not a detriment to their team because like the bench comes in and it's just literally a frontline unit waiting on the bench, which is just wild. Like Big Mom, S-Snake, it's crazy. But the front line of this INT team looks like this. We do need the 5 powerhouse characters for Blackbeard, so our bench is made up of just straight powerhouse units. Dory and Brogy, they fit the bill the best because they're both INT units, they buff INT, they're great level limit breaks. And then Sandra and Wolf is just kind of like a back-end unit that can kind of come in and just help out the powerhouse team and your powerhouse units because you obviously have 5 powerhouse characters with Blackbeard as well. Luffy is a staple, like his forced out mechanic against free spirits, super strong. He does so much goddamn damage, and then you partner that with S-Hawk, as you guys just saw there, you can do some really, really nice things. SABO will stereotypically give the haste ability to S-Hawk because he's the one with the higher cooldown. He's on like a 28-second cooldown as well, so most of the time you'll see SABO go off, give the haste to S-Hawk, S-Hawk will go and just being 3 units. On top of the attack that goes through defense with SABO, you're going to be doing a lot of damage to 4 characters, or you could even just like bink one of them if they both sort of like collide. So remember, 5 units, S-Hawk's going to hit 3, so there's a good chance that SABO's hitting one of them already. If for some reason you get rollback or something like that, and then Luffy is the character that gets hasted, like then you're in for a real fun time because Luffy just hits so damn hard. As you can see too, the damage tanking is very, very nice with this team. Kaido slapped us within the first 50 seconds, like he's not at his best, but as he is in the last 50 seconds. But as you can see, we actually tanked it fairly well. Like, Blackbeard was rocking half defense as well, so we do end up losing him now. But being able to tank that Kaido shot is actually super impressive. Having Yamato on the team is so valuable in my opinion, just because of that auto death shot. If she goes early and then basically dies with like a quarter of her charge, it's not so detrimental to the unit that actually comes in. And that extra 7,500 damage to 2 units on top of that massive death hit, whether or not it's effective on say like a side team or there's a shield or something like that, it's still very valuable with all the nerfing that she can do too. Once we get to this particular point too, like as you can see, like we've been like hit around, like this team definitely like has knocked us, but now we're in a spot that even like SABO with half stats is doing like 6k damage, like kind of crazy. So that's the challenge fight against Bizarro. I actually ran this twice. The first time was super smooth. This time was probably the worst of the two, but even with like some clunky RNG, still managed to take them down fairly comfortably. So that's actually pretty impressive from the good old INT team. And that's not to say INT are bad, and they need SABO, but to like see how fluent they worked with this particular character, kind of just walking in on the team, was just so ridiculously impressive to me. Moving on to the what's her name? The York challenge now. This one here, it's not so much as hard as the Pizarro one. It's more that they are just very stally. very tanky, and they have a tendency to time you out with the rollback of characters like Bonnie, Vegapunk, the healing of Chopper, the half stats of Lilith, and then the massive defense that York can provide to herself. This particular fight can be very, very challenging to take down with a lot of meta-based teams. But INT just like walked in and said, hey, well, I got you. I have so much damage output with S-Hawk and Luffy. Even SABO's helping out with the damage. Blackbeard's still going ridiculously fast. 9 times out of 10, he'll go before SABO. And that's exactly what you want, because you want SABO to give the haste to either S-Hawk or Luffy. So, as you can see here, like, S-Hawk didn't need the haste right there. Like, he was waiting in the next slot. And that's kind of probably the only issue when this happens, because you actually want sort of like S-Hawk to go, and then say you gave the haste to Luffy. Luffy jumped the queue anyway and wasn't ready to go, so like not exactly the best example, but that's kind of exactly how you want it to look with your abilities going off. Unfortunately, Luffy got rollback special, which is a little bit frustrating. But now all of a sudden we're rocking 13 CD reduction on SABO and 8 CD reduction on everyone else. SABO's about to lose a 5 though, I believe. I believe he only keeps that 5 for the first 40 seconds. Taking out Lilith there was actually really big, so now we have to worry about some half stats. I'm pretty sure for the first 40 seconds he only gets that level 5 CD reduction. Now he's going back to 3 like the rest of our team. But obviously we're getting all of the nerfing capabilities of Blackbeard too, so we're reducing their CD, which is creating a much bigger gap there as well. Shanks coming in with that special is actually a little bit more detrimental than what Lilith could actually do to us, but Lilith is just so annoying with like all of her debuffing shenaniganry. Blackbeard's rollbacks are really nice, but again, you could probably run Bonnie on this team as well if you're looking for like another cerebral free spirit character, just to get some more rollbacks going. I find Blackbeard's nerfing capabilities are just so valuable over here in regular Rumble. In Grand Party, probably a little bit different, or could be a little bit different, but over here in regular Rumble, like, it's just chalk and cheese. Beautiful. Forcing out Yamato is like best case scenario. Because if you force out Yamato, now you don't have to worry about a death hit. It works great if you special bind her, or if you confuse her. Then when she goes off, like, you're just not going to have to deal with it. Unfortunately, she did come back before the end of the fight, but that doesn't matter because at this particular point, we've basically got it all wrapped up. Very nice stuff. So SABO's providing a lot with his passive as well. The level 6 defense, the level 6 speed and HP, like, he is providing so much with his passive on top of, like, great damage potential, great defensive potential with that shield, really good CD reduction and haste and all that fun stuff too. So very, very good character. Being able to block that Yamato shot too is absolutely hilarious because of the shield. So it works out so damn nicely for good old SABO. INT are in just such a good spot, man. Like they've got so many different options. Like I said, you've got Pudding on the wings, you've got Bonnie on the wings. You could run this more powerhouse-centric. Hell, like, you could probably still run in Moria, but, like, it's almost 2025. Like, we ain't running Moria, but there are options there, you know? Like, you can run some more half-stat units and whatnot as well. So, SABO is definitely going to be one of the most underrated units of this particular celebration over here in PvP. I'm keen to try him in Grand Party. I'm going to take him into Grand Party today and see how he rocks over there. I've been using him on a Luffy. So, like, this team, exact team you see here, I've been using it on, like, a Luffy build. And it's been working great. It's not, like, the best team for the Luffy build, but it's just like so damn strong that like it's hard not to bring them. But we're gonna wrap it up with the S-Bear fight. The S-Bear fight to me is probably the third hardest. That or like S-Hawk. S-Hawk can still throw you around, but like with Blackbeard, like slashes just don't stand a chance. You just roll back slashes so damn fast that they just don't have an opportunity to do anything. However, the S-Bear forced out mechanic is like, that's perfect right there. That haste straight into S-Hawk, so he goes this like the split second his special gets charged. So powerful. The S-Bear fight obviously has type advantage against us, so like our Yamato death shot's not going to work super effective. They're resisting shots from say stuff like SABO and S-Hawk. Luffy's not doing as much damage. There's not too many free spirit characters too, so the forced out isn't as prevalent. Wano Law's here, so powerhouse characters getting blocked. So I do think this is probably a better showing than what we would see going up against S-Hawk, but I could probably just like squeeze in a cheeky little S-Hawk fight at the end here, see how we go against Slashes, because Slashes have started to fall off, man. Like honestly, like they've definitely seen their time. Not that Sai is like better than Slashes, but I feel like S-Bear as a whole is just a better unit and one character that is definitely going to cause problems for the INT team because of that force down mechanic. Could have fought the shooter team too, though. That would have been another option. Not that shooters are any better than this, but Saul's pretty crazy. Yamato off the bench is pretty nuts. Obviously, like I said, this 3.75 and then the force down mechanic is very annoying. The upside to the new Luffy is he's immune to force down, where this SABO is unfortunately not. Also, this SABO is not immune to special bind, I believe. Or maybe he is. I think he's immune to special bind, but he's not immune to half stats. So that's kind of like the trade-off. Maybe it's like that Ace Whitebeard are immune to hard stats, Luffy's immune to force down, and then this guy's immune to special bind. They're like the big three new songs when it comes to the Rumble game mode. So as you can see, Yamato there, hitting Yamato only did 8,000 damage. Because they have the int damage reduction, obviously you don't get that death hit. It is what it is. It's not nothing too detrimental, but it's still like 8,000 damage like for free because she died. Like, still really good, man. Like, still a really good ability. So Blackbeard's going to throw some dot damage down. We're going to see SABO wrap this up with another shot. He's probably we're in the last 40, like, we're not in the first 40 seconds, so unfortunately we're not getting the haste. Probably like the biggest downside to SABO is the fact that haste ability is only valuable in the first 40 seconds, and otherwise you don't actually see it. But like the knockback, that level 10 knockback that he gives is an ability that no one's going to be talking about, because it's like one of the underlying abilities that isn't that prevalent in the game, but its ability to stop units and push them back within the tap order is just absolutely bonkers. But there you go, that's SABO in PvP. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. While you're down there, bell like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Let's